music you have just heard invites us to arrive, to settle body and spirit, and to prepare for this time of worship. As an act of care for those gathered here and those joining us online, please silence your devices so that we may share this time in presence and connection. If you're visiting here today, you're invited to fill out a card from the seat back and return it at the welcome table or in the offering plate so we may extend our welcome to you. Please know that whoever you are, wherever you are from, whomever you love, wherever you are on life's journey, you are welcome here. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to San Gabriel Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Whether you are here in the sanctuary or joining us online, whether for the first time or the 1000th, we are glad you're here today. My name is Emily. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm honored to serve as your lay leader this morning. San Gabriel is a part of a larger movement of Unitarian Universalist congregations working together for a just, peaceful, and sustainable world. And here in this community, we begin that work by sustaining one another in love.
Good morning. I am Jami Moore. My pronouns are she, her, and I am honored to serve as your worship leader this morning. Together we will enter a time of word and silence, of song and spirit, as we shape this time of worship. As you know, we do a social justice service about every month, and so I'm so honored to share with you this topic of fat liberation on this social justice service Sunday. Please recite after me the words to light our chalice. We light this flame to remind us. Love is the center. As we grow and connect, mature and deepen, love is our center. When the light of truth burns all else away, love endures. Our calling in song is We Are Not Afraid by Lou Ayat of the Peace Poets. We often sing this song in our singing resistance group. We meet here in the sanctuary every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Come join us. Please rise in body or spirit as we join our voices to welcome the day and one another. We will be repeating the projected lyrics 6 times. First, what we're going to do is Amber and I will sing the lyrics through twice, and then we'll have you join along.
Or should we do an echo? We're going to do what you said. Oh. But this is good. This one's super easy. You guys can do it.
Yes.
Okay, you ready? We're going to see it try through 2 times, and then you go ahead and join us as you feel ready. And we're going to do a total of 6, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for liberation, 'cause we know why we were made. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We will live for Our hearts hold both joy and sorrow. Spoken here, they become healing medicine. If you wish to share, raise your hand, begin with your name, and hold the microphone so your voice flows into it. A brief word spoken with care can be enough medicine for us all. We went a little bit out of order, so we'll return to our song to bless the children. Children and youth, your learning journey awaits in the little house. Go in peace as we send you with our blessing in song. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. All right, thank you. In place of the Great World House, I would like to point your attention to the film screening that will take place here at San Gabriel UU on Saturday, September 19th from 3 to 5 p.m. in the sanctuary. Please join us in watching a trailer for the film that we will be viewing, titled Your Fat Friend by Jeannie Finlay.
Whoa, shh. Just say fat. Not curvy or chubby or chunky or fluffy or more to love or a big guy or husky or obese or overweight. Just say fat. The very first piece was called A Request from Your Fat Friend, and like 30,000 people read it in a week. And I was like, whoa, okay. My aim is to provoke people to question ideas that we've held on to for so long. The strongest bonding amongst women happens when people are talking about how much they hate their bodies.
Oh, God.
I had a woman take a melon out of my cart, and she went, "It's got too much sugar for you." It's a melon. The wellness industry is worth $4.5 trillion. This is like big tobacco levels of just lying to people. It's like they're trying to pull some Jedi mind trick. It's not a diet.
At the tender age of 11, I had already attended kids' fat day camps. It was my responsibility. Her size was my responsibility.
You know, I was always, like my father, worried about losing control.
Having cameras going sort of makes things bubble up.
It is a real paradigm shift to look at someone my size, and rather than thinking, boy, I wish that person would put in some effort, thinking, that person may have put in a great deal of effort. And that might have been what got them here. As a fat person, you figure out how to disappear yourself. That's the only way I have existed in the world. I just sent in the last chapter of the book. Oh my God! I took more from how you looked at yourself than how you looked at me.
But I think that's how it gets passed along.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to maintenance phase. You will learn, get angry, and have a good time.
Thank you for bearing with us through technical difficulties. You'll just have to come to our free community screening of the documentary. So. Do I have your blessing to move on? Should we? Okay. Our song of yearning is I Am Enough by Heather May. As we listen, let these words and melodies open our hearts to longing, to hope, to all that aches for healing in us, in the world. So if technology will work with us, we will have a song of yearning. If not,
I've spent too many decades hiding beneath the covers, covering up my curves, clothe myself in black. But this body wants some glitter, this body wants a night. Gotta put my hands up, 'cause I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. My body is not wrong, my body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around. 'Cause I'm dancing just for me, for this body I am grateful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around, turn around. I've got scars to prove that I've been through the battle of believing that there's beauty in flaws. But it's time to meet the voices that keep telling me to change. I'm through apologizing for looking this way. So I'm lifting up my skirt, but I'm showing up a little late. Let me tell you who I love. Gonna put my hands up, 'cause I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. My body is not wrong, my body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around. 'Cause I'm dancing just for me, for this body I am grateful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around, turn around. My body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, turn around, turn around. My body is not wrong. My body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, turn around, turn around. Turn around. My body is not wrong, my body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around. 'Cause I'm dancing just for me, for this body I am grateful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around. My body is not wrong, my body is not shameful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around. I'm dancing just for me, for this body I am grateful. If you don't like what you see, well, turn around, turn around, turn around, to turn around.
Let us enter a still place within, opening our hearts and minds to receive this voice of wisdom. After the words are spoken, we will breathe together in silence, preparing ourselves for the word unfolding among us. Today's voice of wisdom comes from Jess Baker and their memoir titled Land Well, on turning insults into nicknames, why body image is hard, and how diets can kiss my ass. Liberation is freedom from all outside expectations, even our own. Liberation is not having to love your body all the time. Liberation is not asking permission to be included in society's ideal of beauty. Liberation is bucking the concept of beauty as currency altogether. Liberation is recognizing the systemic issues that surround us and acknowledging that perhaps we're not able to fix them all on our own. Liberation is personally giving ourselves permission to live life. Liberation is slowly learning how to become the best version of our whole selves, body included, yes. But it is no longer a requirement on our checklist of self-improvement to learn to love it. In the end, I have found that the less I try to force myself to love my body, the less I hate it. That, for me, is all I can ask for.
From breath to word, from silence to speech, we enter the unfolding in word. Words can't entirely capture what it feels like to stand before you today and speak on the topic of fat liberation. If I had to try, the words that come to mind are vulnerable, nervous, excited, honored, and ultimately liberating. For a very long time, my interest in what our culture calls body positivity and the deeper, more radical framework of fat liberation were things I largely kept to myself. They were quiet lifelines I saw out in the privacy of my own home, in online spaces, and through books tucked away on my shelves. But the reasons this fellowship drew me in, and the reasons I chose to become a member of this congregation, are our shared values, our deep commitment to love, equity, and an unwavering respect for human dignity. Since joining this community, I have experienced a sense of comfort and belonging that I have not found in very many places in this world. And so, I share this sermon today out of vulnerability, but also out of a profound trust and love for this warm congregation. When we truly love a community, we share what is vital to us. We allow ourselves to be fully seen. You cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. What is fat liberation? It is a political and social justice movement aimed at eliminating size discrimination, weight stigma, and the systemic oppression of fat people. Rather than focusing on how an individual feels about their body, fat liberation seeks to dismantle the societal, legal, and medical systems that treat fatness as a moral failure or a problem to be solved. To understand this movement, we have to look at its 4 core tenets. The first one being systemic equality, the basic demand for equal access to public spaces, employment, fair compensation, and adequate physical accommodations. The second being healthcare equity, the demand for weight-inclusive care, real medical treatment rather than universal prescriptions for weight loss. The third, decoupling health from moral worth. Your worth as a human being does not depend on a lab report or a doctor's chart. And the last is intersectionality. Weight stigma deeply intersects with racism, sexism, ableism, homophobia, and classism. You cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. The fat liberation movement has deep roots. In 1967, around 500 people gathered in New York City's Central Park for a fat-in. They protested size discrimination, burned diet books, and demanded visibility in a world that wanted them hidden. In 1969, the National Association to Advance Fat Acceptance, or NAFA, was created as a civil rights organization. By 1973, a radical feminist collective called the Fat Underground formed in Los Angeles. They actively challenged the medical establishment, popularizing a phrase that still rings true for many today. Diets are a cure that doesn't work for a disease that doesn't exist. They published the historic Fat Liberation Manifesto, demanding equal rights for fat people in all sectors of life. You cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. Fat liberation differs from body positivity. Body positivity is about self-esteem. Its core message is, you should love your body and feel beautiful just the way you are. Fat liberation is about civil rights. Its core message is, you deserve equal respect, medical care, and public access, regardless of how you feel about your body. Diet culture often co-opts the language of body positivity to sell us products meant to shrink us. But as fat activists remind us, you cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. Self-love is wonderful, but fat liberation demands that the world change to respect the inherent worth and dignity of all bodies. That world that needs to change is diet culture. Diet culture prioritizes thinness. Diet culture equates thinness with health. Diet culture equates thinness with moral virtue. Diet culture equates thinness with personal worth. Diet culture labels foods as good or bad, clean or junk. Diet culture overrides our body's natural hunger cues. Diet culture conflates how you look with who you are. Fat liberation does not judge the desire to lose weight. In a society that punishes fatness so severely, wanting to lose weight is a completely normal, understandable survival strategy. Fat liberation is rooted in bodily autonomy, free from judgment. And freedom from judgment begins with reclaiming the word fat. In the words of Sonia Renee Taylor, quote, saying I'm fat is and should be the same as saying my shoes are black, the clouds are fluffy, and Bob Saget is tall. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is. The only negativity that this word carries is that which has been socially constructed around it. We don't need to stop using the word fat. We need to stop the hatred that our world connects with the word fat. When we use fat as a simple, neutral, descriptive adjective like tall, short, or brunette, we strip it of its power as an insult. Clinical terms like overweight rely on flawed and outdated standards like the body mass index, or BMI. Clinical terms like obese pathologize natural levels of body diversity. In healthcare, the most dangerous consequence is diagnostic overshadowing. This occurs when a healthcare provider attributes every single physical symptom a patient experiences to their weight, ignoring the actual underlying cause. We see this tragedy embodied in the story of Ellen Maud Bennett, a 64-year-old Canadian woman who passed away from advanced inoperable cancer in May 2018. She used her self-written obituary to call out the medical profession for weight bias, expressing her deep frustration that doctors repeatedly told her to lose weight instead of treating her actual symptoms until it was far too late. Her dying wish was that women of size would advocate fiercely for their health and refuse to accept that weight is the only relevant health issue. Add to this diagnostic overshadowing and its inherent fat shaming other real issues like medical spaces and equipment that can't accommodate larger bodies, from blood pressure cuffs to CT machines, and you begin to see why the chronic stress produced by diet culture is causing the same kinds of harm it purports to fight. Did you know that fixed arm seating in restaurants, theaters, stadiums, and airplanes can cause physical pain or bruising? That narrow turnstiles or transit stations and tiny public restroom stalls restrict basic mobility? That fat people face the plus size tax, where brands charge significantly more for larger garments? That weight discrimination remains completely legal in most of the United States, with only a few exceptions, and leads to a severe wage penalty that disproportionately impacts women? You cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. Mainstream media reinforces these biases by relying on harmful tropes. Fat characters are portrayed as the clumsy comic relief, the lazy sidekick, or the physical embodiment of villainy and greed. Think of Ursula in The Little Mermaid or the Dursleys in Harry Potter. Did you know that strangers secretly film fat people on planes or in grocery stores to post online for ridicule? That there is concern trolling, where people disguise anti-fat bias as a well-meaning health concern? Audrey Audrey Gordon, in her book, What We Don't Talk About When We Talk About Fat, elaborates, quote, "I'm just concerned for your health. I'm concerned for your health, so I have to tell you again and again that you're going to die. I'm concerned for your health, so I have to tell you that no one will love you at your size. I'm concerned for your health, so I cannot treat you with basic respect," end quote. Dr. Sabrina Strings notes in her book, Fearing the Black Body, The Racial Origins of Fat Phobia, quote, "Fat phobia isn't about health at all, but rather a means of using the body to validate race, class, and gender prejudice." During the transatlantic slave trade, larger bodies, particularly those of Black women, were stereotyped as uncivilized and lazy. Today, this history manifests in the fact that Black women experience harsher professional and social penalties for their weight than their white peers. Anti-fatness also intersects deeply with classism. In wealthy nations, thinness has become an expensive status symbol requiring immense time and financial resources. A larger body is treated as proof of personal poverty or ignorance. When fresh, nourishing food is treated as a luxury or a tool to manipulate body size, we lose sight of a basic truth. Everyone inherently deserves access to quality sustenance, entirely separate from any mandate to be thin or healthy. You cannot love yourself out of systemic oppression. Anti-fatness borrows vocabulary from religious traditions, turning eating habits into a metric of spiritual purity. Diet culture relies on pseudo-religious language. Foods are sinful, guilt-free, or pure. Eating a slice of cake is framed as a moral failing requiring penance through restriction or a punishing workout. In American Puritanism, a thin body is viewed as evidence of a disciplined soul. A fat body is stigmatized as a visible manifestation of gluttony and sloth. In modern secular spaces, this has shifted into healthism, the belief that health is the ultimate moral goal and an individual's primary responsibility. If a fat person is actively dieting or intensely exercising, they are labeled good. If they reject those pressures, they are treated as morally deficient. As a spiritual community, we must ask, when did we allow the joy of creation to be reduced to a math problem or a moral report card? Food is so much more than mere biological fuel or a metric of compliance. It is pleasurable and fun. It is a vibrant expression of our diverse cultures, a centerpiece that brings us together, and the texture out of which we weave our deepest family memories. To strip food of its joy is to strip us of our humanity. As Unitarian Universalists, our faith explicitly rejects this moral hierarchy. In September 2023, the UUA Board of Trustees issued an official statement on fat liberation, declaring that fat bias is utterly inconsistent with UU principles and values, and therefore has no place within Unitarian Universalism. It followed up in 2025 with a Commission on Social Witness Study Action. The UUA's stance directly challenges healthism, rejecting the equation of health with virtue. Furthermore, our denomination has entered a period of accountability, acknowledging that fat people have experienced institutional bias within our own churches, including barriers in the ministry ordination and hiring processes, insurance policies, and physical inaccessibility in congregational spaces. Change is actively happening at the national level because we can love each other into liberation. This intersection of faith, bias, and the human body is not just theoretical for me. It is the story of my life. This intersection of faith, I have always been big in one way or another. I was the tallest and the heaviest child in all my elementary school classes. My earliest memories are wrapped up in this reality. Other children calling me names based on my size, worried comments from my family about what I was eating, and my mother finding ways for me to exercise that had absolutely nothing to do with a child's natural joy of movement. I was encouraged to go on a diet by a doctor when I was only in 5th grade. My mother went along with restricting my food and encouraged me to join the high school wrestling team, knowing the sport is notorious for making athletes crash diet and overexercise to meet strict weight classes. I say this not to condemn my mother. She did what she believed was best for me with the information she had at the time. She grew up as the youngest of 4 children under a father who would literally pull out the family scale and make my oldest aunt weigh herself in front of the entire family before she was permitted to eat dinner. My mother was an elementary PE teacher during a cultural zeitgeist that was highly fearful of childhood obesity. She was acting out of her own conditioning. I did join the high school wrestling team. When I was 15 years old, I lost 1/3 of my body weight in a little over a year, yet according to the BMI, I was still considered overweight. Because of that dramatic weight loss, I was featured in the local newspaper. I was publicly congratulated and applauded for my discipline. That public praise made it infinitely more devastating when my body, starving and exhausted, inevitably gained the weight back. This cycle partly led to my diagnosis of depression and anxiety during my junior year of high school. I went on to become a highly decorated wrestler in both high school and in college, earning medals from state and national tournaments alongside athletic and academic scholarships. But looking back, all that occupied my mind during those years of peak athletic achievement was an all-consuming anxiety over the number on the scale. My life was governed by a rigid control over what I ate and how many extra miles I ran on top of my team's intense training and conditioning. I was physically elite, but mentally and spiritually broken. I also have to recognize the harm I caused during that time. The internalized fat phobia I carried didn't just hurt me, I projected it onto others. The people around me had to listen to my own biased commentary about bodies, a reflection of the war I was raging against myself. When I finally quit wrestling during my last year of college, my body could no longer sustain the disordered eating and excessive exercise habits. As the weight naturally came back, I found body positivity spaces online that threw me a lifeline. Around that time, I gradually disengaged from my evangelical Christian background. Part of that departure was due to the religious focus on fasting, which felt far too identical to the trauma of cutting weight, the physical inaccessibility of the seating in my family's church, and the constant equivocation of dieting with moral purity. Later, while serving as a Peace Corps volunteer in Myanmar, I began to see the global reach of these beauty standards. I saw the profound effects of Western beauty standards and colonialism on the Burmese people. It was there that I discovered the more radical, social justice-focused fat liberation movement. I read authors like Lindy West, Jess Baker, Sonia Renee Taylor, and Aubrey Gordon. I listened to clinicians like Christy Harrison, and for the first time, I realized there was scientific and historical reasoning behind my experiences. It was not a lack of discipline. It was not a personal failure. There was, and is, absolutely nothing wrong with my body or any fat body. We are inherently deserving of love, respect, and liberation. We can love each other into liberation. Today, I'm reclaiming my mental, physical, and spiritual health. I practice intuitive eating and embrace gentle movement that brings me genuine joy, completely independent of a desire to shrink myself. I am no longer waiting to live my life or waiting to do the things I truly desire until I reach an arbitrary weight. So, what does liberation mean to me? To me, liberation is living in a world that considers my body in its design. It is the ability to breathe easily as I move throughout the world. Liberation is a world that does not see me as a problem to fix, a disease to cure, or a burden to alleviate, but sees me precisely for who I am, possessing inherent dignity and worth. Liberation is dancing, singing, moving, speaking, working, resting, and loving without shame or inhibition. It is the freedom to pursue our interests and live in the bodies we have today. We can love each other into liberation. Sharing all of this with you today is an act of liberation. I share it because I know that we as a fellowship hold a shared vision of a world where everyone's dignity and worthiness is validated. Let us carry this calling forward into our community, widening our circle of love until every body is truly free. Blessed be, and amen.
Amen.
Each week, we give an offering to sustain the spiritual home and to support the work of our fellowship. Today's offertory music is Our Liberation by the Peace Poets, offered by Singing Resistance. May our gifts and this music be blessings. The offering will now be gratefully received.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. I just need a moment. All right. Are we ready? Our liberation is your liberation, and your liberation is my liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Our liberation is your liberation, and my liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Your liberation is my liberation, and your liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Your liberation is my liberation, and my liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Your liberation is my liberation, my liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Your liberation is my liberation, and your liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. Your liberation is my liberation, and my liberation is your liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. And now we return to this beloved house, where our covenant lives in the announcements and invitations we share. As a reminder, be sure to join us for the screening of the film Your Fat Friend on Saturday, September 19th from 3 to 5 p.m. in the sanctuary. It is free and it is open to the public to attend. We have a joining ceremony scheduled for Sunday, August 30th during the service. Excuse me. If you've been visiting or attending and are ready to take the next step, please sign up at the welcome table or email membership@sangabrieluu.org. Please join us this Wednesday for Singing Resistance at 6 p.m. and for Sacred Currents at 7:15 p.m. Our Sacred Currents event for this full moon is Drum Circle. We will be outside around the fire pit. All ages are welcome. You are invited to bring a drum, water bottle, bug spray, whatever you need to be comfortable. Drum Journey is open to older children who wish to participate. We have had several requests for Wednesday evening childcare, which is not in our budget this year. If you'd like to volunteer or make a special donation to support childcare on Wednesday evenings, please email Eric at minister@sangabrieluu.org. Still trying to figure out who does what around here? Me too. How to get more involved in ways that work for you? Or just make a few new friends with similar interests. San Gabriel will be hosting a team fair at the beginning of service on September 13th. It will be a great opportunity to get a peek behind the curtain and meet some new people, especially if you want to be a greeter. I schedule the greeters, and you can come see me. Water communion is coming on Sunday, September 6th. Between now and then, gather a little water from a place or moment that blessed you. Vials are at the welcome table. And when you take one, hold the question we'll ask that morning. What blessing did this water give you, and what blessing will you pass on? New to us, please fill out a visitor card and turn it into the welcome table at the end of the service. We are so glad you are here. Next Sunday is the last day to bring Spanish books for our book drive to donate to GISD. If you look at the link in the messenger, there is more info.
We close with words of covenant, promises we make to one another and to the world. Let us share them together in a unison reading. Love is the spirit of this community. Truth is our sacred quest. Justice is our prayer. We seek together in peace. We seek wisdom in freedom. We serve life in fellowship. We grow in harmony with the sacred. Thus we do covenant with one another.
Our returning song is We Are the Movement by the Peace Poets. Please rise and body your spirit as we gather our voices once more, carrying forward the strength and hope we have found here. We will repeat the projected lyrics 6 times. Or do you want to do a call and response?
Let's do a call and response for like the first time through, just so you guys can hear the melody, and then we'll just keep repeating it, and like you can start clapping if you want to add in harmonies. I mean, go crazy. Okay? So it goes, we are the movement. We are the movement. Liberation moving. Liberation moving. For every single human. For every single human. We have come to win. We have come to win. Ready? We are the movement. Liberation moving. For every single
Thank you, Amber. Please recite after me the words to extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame to remind us. Love is the center.
Love is the center.
As we explore and rest, engage and heal, love is our center. When only ashes remain, love endures.
I offer you this blessing. May your thoughts be wise. May your lips speak truth. May your heart be open to love. May your hands be ready for service. And may your life join the great work of beloved community. Amen, Ashe, Namaste, blessed be.